Today's address is entitled Neurotheology, or Your, Your Brain on God. The pioneer of neurotheology, and if you've never heard of it, I didn't know about it until this week, is Dr. Andrew Newberg, and I recommend that you check out his website. He is a professor, a medical doctor, a neurosurgeon, a neuroscientist, and a theologian. For 25 years, he has studied the brains of people who pray, who meditate, who follow spiritual disciplines, and yes, I checked, mediums. He has written numerous books, including How God Changes Your Brain, An Introduction to Neurotheology, and the Importance of Spiritual Enlightenment. Today, I'm going to bring his information into the world of prayer, meditation, and spiritual enlightenment, and how each one of us can achieve this. First off, he indicates that people who pray or meditate have a very particular place in the brain that is activated. It's right here. It's the frontal lobe, right behind the forehead. And those are the exact words, behind the forehead. Can anybody say third eye? We've known this for years, but he has been able to prove it through a variety of medical procedures. When people pray or meditate and the frontal lobe is activated, it releases serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin impacts our stress levels and our anxiety levels. When serotonin is released, it provides a feeling of well-being. Dopamine, better known as our happiness source, impacts our energy and motivation. It's very interesting that prayer and meditation releases these into our system. Now, we all know that the brain is a muscle. And to make muscles work better, you need to actually work with them. Doing exercise back when you were in high school does not impact your muscle capacity today. You have to do this today. What we do is we create muscle memory. Like when you play the piano, your fingers actually learn those particular things. By performing prayer and meditation on a daily basis, we change the route and the energy strength from what could be a rocky road to a highway, straight to those serotonin and dopamines. So, what does he have to say about prayer and meditation? And this is where it impacts you daily. One, you need a daily discipline. You need to do this every day to create that muscle strength and muscle energy. Okay? That's the first thing. Second, you need to intentionally connect to the divine. Call it God, call it infinite intelligence, whatever you want to name it. You have to make the intention, you have to intentionally connect. Okay, so you have to focus on God. I want to connect to God. Second, the most important is it has to be intentional. You have to want to pray or meditate. How many of you remember the days when you had to say a prayer before you go to bed or say grace before dinner and all you wanted to do was eat or go to sleep and you just went, you rambled through it? No, that's not intentional praying. You have to intentionally pray. So you have to intentionally connect, and your intention must be to pray. And third, you must do this every day, every day. It has to become part of your discipline. I like to do my prayer and meditation in the morning, and I also do it right before I go to bed. It does not take a lot to do it. There is no great memorization. Maybe as a child you had to memorize prayers. That's not it. When you connect to the divine, you simply pour out your feelings. God, I need this. God, please help me. God, pray for. That's all it takes. But there's a second part. I've been talking about prayer. Meditation is the other side. It's both sides. You don't just pick up the phone, say something, and hang up. The importance of a connection is when you pick up the phone and say something to someone, you listen to the response. That's the meditation part. The prayer is the talking, meditation is the listening. Okay. What does Newberg have to say about the memorized prayers? Memorized prayers, the ones that we learned as a child or you could memorize now, were to get you into the zone. You've met people who've done rosaries or prayer beads, and you repeat and repeat and repeat. That's getting you into that quiet mind space. You can do that type of thing without the memorization. You can pray by engaging the body in dance, house cleaning, washing the dishes, vacuuming. People say vacuuming is very useful for prayer. Growing up, I had a pastor, who loved to mow his lawn. There probably was no grass on his lawn by the time he got through, but the simple act of pushing his lawnmower helped him get into a prayer state. So, whatever it is, sewing, knitting, crocheting, house cleaning, whatever repetitive thing that you don't have to think about can be a prayerful activity. So, connect to God, be intentional about it, do it every day. Now, what is the goal of all of this outside of the release of serotonin and dopamine to feel better? It is to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Now, when we think about spiritual enlightenment, we think about the spiritual masters that we have. I always think of Gandhi. But how do you get there? He says every one of us can get there. This is his definition of spiritual enlightenment. Being the best you can be and helping others to achieve their best. That's it. Two things. Be your best. Help others to be their best. Okay? That's all it is. That is how you achieve, as I call it, Gandhiness, Zenness. It's achievable. You can get there. So, what have we learned? One, pray and meditate. Speak to the divine. Listen to what the divine has to say. Be intentional about it. Do it every day. Help yourself, help others. And that's all it is. Namaste.